So welcome to another episode of FIFA History. Today we are taking a look at FIFA 08. This was a game that I actually played on the PSP, the PlayStation Portable at the time, but today's version will be on the Xbox 360. We're going to take a look at everything today, gameplay, career mode, and more. In terms of reviews, this game got a 7.9 out of 10 from IGN, an 81% from Metacritic, and an 8 out of 10 from GameSpot. If you played this game at the time, leave a comment with your score, and let's see what it's like in 2024. There's the wallpaper for FIFA 08, Ronaldinho on the cover. And this game did come out in 2007. It's been a long time since then. Immediately you get thrown into the practice arena with Ronaldinho on the ball. And of course, with Ronaldinho, the skill moves are going to feel fluid. The dribbling is pretty smooth. I don't think this game has the 360 dribbling though. So there's Ronaldinho's signature run up. Look at that for the penalty. I guess you can practice your free kicks, your penalties, but I pressed the select button for all the other options and it doesn't come up. So I don't think it had it in this game. So this was just a standard practice arena where you just did the basics. Once you press the start button, the practice arena sends you over to the main menu of the game where you have kickoff, and then you go to game modes. There's Be a Pro offline training. Take control of one player on the pitch and make the position your own. Master the responsibility of your role in single player mode. Tournament mode is basically the tournament stuff there. Create tournament, you can do your custom tournament. Manager mode is pretty much what you think it is. FIFA 08 Lounge, and then challenge mode as well. Interestingly, there was no player career mode, I believe, in this game. Xbox Live had some online stuff like online leagues, Be a Pro, and quick ranked match. And we go back to EA Football World now, which is your stats, accomplishments, and world avatar. Football news. And then we've got team management, where you can take a look at squads, kick takers, formations, kit numbers, mentality, formation editor, transfers, creation zone, arena player selection, reset all squads, and download a squad file. And then we've got My FIFA 08, which is the settings, the profile. There is a soundtrack here. I don't recognize the names of these songs, but if I did hear the songs, maybe I would remember them. So while there was no player career mode, you could still play as a player only through the Be a Pro system. You had the performance bar, the arrows, the threats. You could call for a pass. You would select one of the players. Let's say we pick Ronaldo here, and the game would load up a match where you can play as just that pro. Let's take a look at manager mode now. We're going to select the Premier League, but there was other leagues, of course, to pick from. We're going to choose Manchester United today. You put your manager name there and your currency. The Sun was a licensed news company in the game. It says, Mr. Manager has been named as manager at Man U. He brings a wealth of experience to the job, said the board of directors. This is what I used to hate about these articles. They didn't make sense because realistically, you don't have any experience, but this article makes it out like you're the next best thing since Sir Alex Ferguson. So there you go, you get an inbox in this game as well. Players' performances are rewarded with experience points. These can be traded for improvements in attributes and to buy new traits. After each match, you'll see how many new XP points each player has won. In the team management menu, you'll find the player growth section. This allows you to monitor the squad's overall improvement and decide what aspect to concentrate on for each player. So there was sponsors in FIFA 08 manager mode. EA, pay attention. This game did have the sponsors. Look at that. You got funding per match, loyalty bonus, league bonus, domestic cup bonus, and extra bonus. And basically you had to see which ones are more realistic to your situation, to your team. And this would be awesome in Creator Club career mode as well, where you could pick a sponsor, they would pay you out, and you could also have the sponsor on the jersey as well. We're going to go to my favorite pizza place, Roberto's Pizzeria. They might send us some pizzas after each game, but if they make bad pizzas, they're getting the sack for next season. Here is the main menu for manager mode here. At the top, you've got the budget, experience points, transfer window, manager prestige, job security, fan appreciation, and team chemistry. You can play a match or sim a match, but this doesn't have the visual sim. If we press the Y button, more features become available, so you can see your next match there, your office, which has your calendar, your scouting, player contracts, staff upgrades, sponsorship contract, and manager history. Let's go to staff upgrades very quick. In the top right, you do have your ticket pricing, so you can do low, medium, and high. And then you've got your staff members like attacking, midfield, defensive, and goalkeeping. There was a fitness coach, and each upgrade increases your rate of recovery after matches and helps rate of fatigue during a match. Head scout would provide you with more info about a player from other clubs and also get you better youth players through scouting. The negotiator would help you bring better talent to the club for less money. And then the stadium manager would increase your stadium size. If you can't fit in all your fans, you're losing ticket sales. Team management has your player growth, your squads, your formations, formation editor, kick takers, edit kit number, and team mentality. Player growth was the way you grew your players in the game. After each game, you would get experience points. You can have the game do it automatically for you by pressing the Y button, or you can allocate these points yourself. This game had some pretty good statistics. You had your team performance, league table, fixtures and results, top 20s, and player stats. If we go into team performance, you've got athletic performance, seasonal performance, player effectiveness, and player rankings. If we go to athletic performance, it's going to load up all your players here, and it'll give you the ratings for each player, and it also breaks it down into different departments. Seasonal performance is up next, and you can see how your players are going throughout the season. and look how in-depth this is. You've got movement stats, you've got balls won and lost, you've got tackling, you've got passing and also shooting. You need this in FC25 career mode as well because the stats are so important to see how your players are actually going on the field. There's also player effectiveness, which gives a score for your players as well. And then there's also player rankings that you can take a look at, and it shows you the best players from different clubs as well. The transfer market is up next. You've got your market, your negotiation history, and your transfer list. The best players in FIFA 08 career mode were Ronaldo with a 90 overall, Buffon, and Kaká and Ronaldinho, all with 90 overalls as well. Now we've got My FIFA 08, which is basically the soundtrack and game settings, and then you can save your game as well or quit manager mode. There was also a feature called internal memos, which would come up randomly, and these are basically scenarios that occur that involve your club. So this one says player refuses to refund fee to charity. From PR department, one of our players was recently expelled from a charity event due to repeated use of profanity in front of the children at the event. The player's refusal to refund his appearance fee has angered his fellow teammates. Response 1 was to refund the appearance fee to maintain a good public image. Response 2 is we should not intervene on what is between the charity and the player. And response 3 is to offer to provide the charity a better player at a later date for free, of course. In this case, I picked response 1. And that was a pretty good response because it did increase my job security. I liked the internal memo feature because these were just random scenarios that occurred off the field that you could reply to, and it would actually affect your scores in manager career mode as well. For today's game, we're going to do Barcelona versus Real Madrid, an El Clasico here. So there's the tunnel scene, and you've got two players about to have a punch on. So here we go. Obviously, you know, this game came out in 2007 for an Xbox 360. It was probably also available for the PS2. So obviously the graphics are going to show their age a little bit. Maybe even a lot. You can't really see the crowd with this camera angle. I don't think you would want to see the crowd because they might look a little bit blurry or pixelated, but we've got Ronaldinho on the ball here. And we're going to whip it in, and there's no one there. This gameplay doesn't seem too bad at the moment. It seems pretty responsive. Doesn't feel like there's any lag or anything like that. Pretty well optimized, I would say. And there's no 360 dribbling, so that's obviously going to make a little bit of a difference as well. I think as a package back in 2007, this game wouldn't have been too bad, considering manager mode had a lot of features. Trying to cross it, but there's no one in the box. Now there is. It's not a bad pass, and it does find Eto'o. Plays it back to Messi, who goes for the hit. Was with the right foot, and he wasn't going to score with that technique. Iniesta plays it up to Ronaldinho. And Ronaldinho plays it to Xavi. We're looking for Messi now. It's got a decent game speed as well. It's not too fast, not arcadey. Feels pretty realistic, the speed, you know, for a football game. It's actually surprising me, this game, because it's actually pretty good, considering this came out in 2007, you know. You would think that these games were pretty bad, but it was actually alright. Eto'o does well. We've got Ronaldinho, who stopped running, and I don't know why he stopped, because we ran out of options there. Sometimes the AI is a little bit dumb, I guess. Let's see if we can score a corner here. Henry goes for the header. I thought it went over the goal there, but it's actually gone in the 90th minute. Finally, the 90th minute scripting works in my favour. Look at the fans, not very good there. The graphics obviously aren't the best, but that was a perfect header. Look at that. FIFA 08 is still pretty good in 2024.